Welcome to your Virgo horoscopes for the week of the 14th through the 20th of April. I'm sliding off my chair here. Last week of the Mercury retrograde in Aries, and we actually have some pretty interesting stuff coming up towards the end of the week because, of course, we are going to end the week with the moon in Virgo. Yay, but it's not all bad, we'll say. But before we get to there, we still have Juno and the dark moon pretty much working their magic in Virgo. And what's interesting is Juno, his focus has really moved into the past. So we're looking specifically at relationship issues and challenges from the past that seem to be coming to the surface all of a sudden now, which can be a little bit uncomfortable. It's like your kid coming up to you out of nowhere and just being like, well, I'm like this because you did this back when I was 5, and I just haven't been able to change it since. And it's all of a sudden hashing up all this old stuff that, you kind of thought was just over and done with, and we've moved on from it. But apparently we haven't, which can be a little bit challenging and difficult. And then, of course, the dark moon's influence over your mind, your thoughts, and how your thoughts work. And being retrograde for most of her time this week in your sign kind of makes it feel like you really can't change the way you think about things. It just is what it is. You look at it in a black and white way. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong, and you can't see it any other way. It doesn't make sense. We've all kind of been there. And the truth is that when you're in that moment, it is impossible to see it any other way. It's true. Your emotions and how you're feeling are feeding that vision. And because it's feeding that vision, the vision can't change. It stays the same. Working through why you feel this way, not just about the incident or the person or what's happening, but what's underneath that needs to be healed inside of you. That is where the moon comes in to help you out with that a little bit, because the moon, as the moon is coming into your sign Thursday, comes in a trine with the sun, and really no challenges. The sun's focus is on career. The moon's focus, of course, is on the past. We're really looking at if you had any issues, career issues in the past, we're using those problems in order to project us further in our careers today, which is a great way to start off the week or our time with the moon. But then we move into Thursday, and that trine with the sun turns into a trine with Jupiter and Uranus. Still a really good thing. We're still the planets are working together, but now we're going to open it up with an opposition as the moon starts to move into opposition with Neptune, with Mars, with Saturn, all focused on long-term goals. And now the moon is really putting that influence in a couple of different ways. It's moving from a past influence into how you mentally process things. And this challenge is really showing you, because all of these other planets are focusing on your long-term goals. It's really showing you the progression of how you mentally look at things, perceive things, and how much that gets in the way of your success. So being a Virgo, the best example that I can give is over processing information, being overly detail oriented in almost a manic kind of way is a thing. And it's a thing in order to make sure that you don't achieve what you want, because you wind up putting so many obstacles in front of yourself that you really can never unravel it completely in order to move forward. So being overly organized like that has this tendency to take your focus away from your goals, because you can't function unless everything around you is so perfectly organized that not even anybody could, you know, I don't even know what I'm saying. Okay. The point is that we classically get in our own way. And this is what the moon is trying to tell you. It's trying to say, look, the fact that you're overthinking this is getting in the way of you achieving your long-term goals. You don't have to overthink it. You don't have to come up with a plan and a plan B and a plan C and a plan all the way down to Z. You just have to focus on that one thing and keep focusing on it until you get it, period. As we move into Saturday, this opposition continues. However, so does the trine with Jupiter and Uranus. And we also have an addition of a trine. This becomes almost very close to a grand trine because we also have a trine with Pluto, which is focused on relationships. And while Jupiter and Uranus are focused on your support system, this is showing you, look, you don't have to do this alone. It is a good idea to take advice from people who have been there before, learn from their mistakes, so you don't have to make as many as many mistakes yourself. You know, it gives you options and it shows you that this isn't something that you have to do completely all by yourself. Use that support system because by using that support system, you get a better result than if you're so focused on trying to do every little thing on your own. It becomes exhausting after a while. And quite frankly, in my experience running a business when I first started, of course, I first started in this I have to do everything capacity. One, because I couldn't afford other people to help me, but also it had a lot to do with, you know, feeling like I was falling short if I didn't tick every box and do every little thing. I started to realize as I went through the years that that just didn't make any sense at all. You know, I'm not really good with finances, and running a business without a bookkeeper just it makes no sense at all. In fact, it's probably one of the dumbest things a person could do. So by changing my idea and my perception of that and letting go of the thought that I had to control everything really actually helped me to grow my business rather than being stuck in this little space that I had created for myself because I was controlling it all, if that makes sense. So I'm not a Virgo, but Aquarians and Virgos are very similar. So I do understand where you're coming from, guys. I do. I'm here to tell you it's not going to do you any good at all. Um, Look for that support system. If you don't have it right now, find the people that can help you, that can help you get into what you're trying to get into, that can help you find the right job that you need in order to continue moving forward with this particular goal. Whatever it is that you're looking for, you have to find the people that that can help you get there, basically, because nobody can do it 100% on their own. It's just not possible. You may start off doing it and be okay. Eventually you burn out really, really quick. So that's what I have for you guys this week. I'm Melissa Bruce, Heavy Metal Psychic. I will see you guys next week. And in the meantime, you guys go for the gold like you always do. Make it a great week. And I will see you next week.